is it?
Not this year.
I hadn't seen it. So, okay, well, we moved the football a little on that one. These are work sessions, so they're not designed to make decisions right now.
Let's make decisions.
Well,
Get it done.
Just going.
This is a workshop.
It's a workshop. Why you're here at 6 o'clock?
But Marvin's got the 75, we're gonna move forward on.
Yeah,
And
30 days,
for 30 days instead of, so I think we're,
get closer.
Well, the portable signs are we doing
The portable sign?
just a portable sign to advertise?
For 30 days.
Are we gonna do that
What's that?
30 days?
30 days from opening the business.
Yeah.
What do y'all want to have for business?
30 days if they have it sale.
I would say 30 days once a year.
for any business,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
All right.
I'm just putting that out there, y'all can disagree.
I'm broken up into 4 one-week segments.
Right, no, that would be 30, right, very good.
Yeah, consecutive.
So, you're saying once a year? Once a year.
30 days, once a year.
Yeah.
So, and so to me, you know, if you open a new business, theoretically, I wouldn't have a problem with having it twice. You put one up when you open, and then 11 months later, if you want to have a sale, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
See, treating grand opening and 30 days as a total.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay,
I like that better.
okay.
Are you gonna allow the 2 years back to back? So December to January? It's another thing that somebody will pull.
That
I don't
would be
care,
good.
I mean,
If that's how you wanna use your sign, I mean, I don't know why you would, but.
I would only lean towards that just because do we still have the requirement on the garage sales that they have to be a certain distance? I don't like that. You're right, if you've got 2 a
I do
year
not like that.
and you scheme it to where you had December to January, I'd be fine with that. I mean, most people aren't gonna do that, I don't think.
Well, most of them don't.
But
It is, it's out there.
Well, we're not even checking that, because we've had these signs that have been out there for way too long until I start raising cane again. But even before, we had, like my property, sits on a corner,
I wasn't aware of that.
it's two different properties. I was told that I can take it from here, I could actually get on the property line, I could move it from here to right here, and then back to here, so the sign's out there permanent.
It's 2 separate properties, so there.
You pay taxes on 2.
There's always a loophole.
But, I mean, yeah, I didn't do it because it's tacky, but that's kind of the problem with some of this.
All right, well, I think we've given staff several specifics to bring back.
So what else do we have to work on to make it, to bring it back to be a ordinance?
To put our,
I'll bring it back to 8 with these changes.
I mean, do we have any other changes to make? Is that all we're doing? Or if not, let's address
Besides
it.
going through there and taking out the uniform building code, which we're no longer under that.
yeah, so,
Different things like that, I'm just gonna have to go through it page by page.
but something like that's for them to do, we're not, we don't need to do
Good,
that.
just clean it up, start cleaning,
Yes.
giving them orders.
Yeah, okay, so that'll come back on March 8th?
March 8th.
Okay.
I would love to see it cleaned up before a grand opening happens sometime in March.
Well, it sounds like some of this, from what Darren's saying, it sounds like there might be a couple of these things that code can get after before.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I guess we just need to make it clear that, the code enforcers know what they're doing, because apparently they're very confused on it.
Yeah, I've talked to them and they're saying it needs to be cleaned up. Well, they can't do their job if
And that's what I'm saying, when you.
they don't know what the middle half of a building is.
I'm not gonna let you with that one, that's, you're getting a loop.
Can we get some cleanup and clarification too on political signs?
Oh, that's a good,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's another one.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was gonna mention that at the end of the meeting, but it does fall under signs. So, we've got, and I don't have a problem with it, I was the one who voted against the political sign ordinance 5 or 6 years ago, and then I think I voted against it the second time. So to me, other than the size, I mean, obviously if somebody's gonna put something out there that's as big as their house, I think, fine, we can should regulate the size. I don't think we need to be in the business of regulating political speech. If it's a yard sign, it's a yard sign. If somebody wants to put it out, that's that's their business. And I think the problem we've got right now is we've got basically an unenforceable ordinance on the books right now. Because if you'll look around, there's plenty of county offices and state offices that have had signs up for months. And they're not following the 30 days, and I'm fine with that. I'm not telling code to go out there and start yanking anybody's signs for anything tomorrow. But what we've got is basically, if you put a sign out for the state or the county, then it can be out whenever. But if you're gonna put a city sign out for somebody that's running for city election, well, we're gonna tell you can only put that out 30 days before. And it's an unfair spot for code to be in anyway, because they even get told at these seminars, stay entirely away from political signs, because it's a good way to get in all sorts of issues. So to me, I would like to see the political signs change to where we don't get into any sort of when you can put them out. We just say, if they're over a certain size, you can't put them out more than 30 days. And even at that, I think the big ones that are out right now, I don't have a problem with those being out. I think we maybe take a real big size to make sure that nobody can ever, abuse the situation. But normal yard signs and the big signs that are out, I think those need to be able to be out whenever anybody wants to put them out.
That's the 3x5 flags that people hang in their yards. I was told that's not a political sign, even though I had one and I had a neighbor complain about it. If I was you, I'd move, I took it down, just.
Oh, you're talking about, okay, so you're talking about having a candidate's name on the sign.
On a flag, so yeah, candidate's name on a flag. And again, to me, it's in my yard. I get the fact that we can, by the state, that we can regulate it in this way, but I don't think we should be in the business of that. It's political speech. We shouldn't be in the business, I agree 100%, we shouldn't be in the business of telling people when they can put out whatever support for whatever candidates they have.
So I'd like to have those things cleared out of the right of way and everything. I just hated that after the election, people just leave those signs up there, Joe. We shouldn't have to go on and clean it up, but if we have to make the city look better, you give them, I always tell people when I put my signs up, win, lose, draw, I'm gonna be out here within 24 hours, take my sign down. If it's not in my yard, but if it's on, I always got permission to put it on. You see a sign out there, I got permission to put it there. I just didn't go out and stick them up somewhere.
I got stuck in a runoff. I had to leave mine up for like 3 months. I was sick of seeing my name everywhere.
That was one of those questions I had. I was in a runoff, and it was...
At that time period, we didn't even have it covered, so we basically had to come up with it on the fly, because you had the letter of the ordinance, I'd had to pull them up, and then we'd had to put them back out.
Until the election settled, I can see leaving them. I don't have a problem with that. It's just that when it's over with, we'd have them lined up out here in front of City Hall. You know how they do, just...
Well, we have that now that's new, that bothers me very much, that we now have all these candidates that aren't even around here, and they're illegally putting them in front of this business. As all of you that ever ran know, you have to put at the bottom of the sign that you can't put it in a Texas in front of a highway.
Right.
And now, this last election, we had nobody locally putting them there, but all of these other candidates are putting them right there, and we have signs that we put up saying, here's your sign zone.
Yeah, and the problem there is the state, when you pull up those, the transportation code, it clarifies who can remove those, and it specifically says code enforcement. Well, it doesn't say who can remove them, but it says basically the city cannot enforce that. It's gotta be either a county official, and the county doesn't come out and do it.
They don't want to do it.
And it even phrases something like a district attorney. Well, the district attorney's not gonna send anybody out to so.
Why would candidates put it all the time?
What I would like to see there is, to me, if somebody abandons their property in the right-of-way, I get that a city official can't go out and do it, but maybe an elected official on their private time could go out and we could pick those out and help out. Because you're right, I mean, that's not putting a sign out, that's abandoning your property in the right-of-way, and it's creating a hazard. So to me, at that point, we don't owe them any sort of, you've got however many hours to come pick your sign up. They're lucky that they don't get a citation for it. So I think that